Hello, and thank you for watching this June 6 weather update, brought to you by Agrible, the makers of Morning Farm Report. My name is Eric Snodgrass, and I'm a senior atmospheric scientist and co-founder of Agrible. It seems as though globally, excessive rainfall and flooding is all over the news. From Paris, where the Seine River is flooding so badly that the Louvre is relocating artwork in the event of a basement flooding, to Texas, which has seen yet another epic round of storms over the last 14 days. I think this goes without saying, but never ever treat flooded areas as your personal playground. This is just a bad idea all around. I wonder if they came out the other side. Well, just as a reminder, last year had 155 flood fatalities, more than lightning, tornadoes, and hurricanes combined. This year, flooding is again leading all categories. Taking another look at the last 2 weeks of precipitation expressed as a percent of normal, we can see how numerous regions receive more than 200% of their average rainfall over the last 14 days. In each of these areas, the biggest concern at this point are planting delays, nitrogen loss, replanting of wet areas, or in worst cases, some locations will go unplanted with corn and beans this year. Additionally, the excess moisture might result in disease pressure later on this year, which comes with high soil moisture content and high humidity. In some locations, the 2016 crop, though, is off to a fantastic start. In regions that have missed out on the excessive rain, the rain has come very regularly, which is exactly what the new crop needs. For example, here's a look at one of the fields I watched closely near Springfield, Illinois. Notice the stair-step shape of this line. It shows regular accumulation of precipitation since the start of the year. For those of you looking through your Morning Farm Report field forecast graphs like this one, if you ever notice large, flat lines on your accumulation graphs, be prepared for lower yields, especially when you see that happening in July and August. Well, speaking of rain, we are concerned for this year to have a return to near average or even above average hurricane activity. The tropics have been quiet for the past few years, thanks in part to El Niño and several other factors. For over a week, though, we have been monitoring the potential development of a tropical cyclone in the Gulf of Mexico near the Yucatan Peninsula, and on Sunday, the National Hurricane Center performed a reconnaissance flight and measured sustained winds inside this cluster of thunderstorms that exceeded 38 miles per hour. That is the minimum threshold for winds to classify this system as a tropical storm. Now, this is the third named system of the year, and its name is Colin. It is quite rare to already be 3 named systems into a season by very early June, since climatologically the hurricane season starts on June 1st. Well, Colin is forecast to push toward the west coast of Florida. Upper-level wind shear will prevent this system from rapidly intensifying, so its primary threat will be excessive rain in Florida, although it will be quite windy. Current forecasts suggest between 4 to 6 inches of rain across a broad area with locally higher amounts in parts of Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. Now, with last winter's powerful El Niño crashing hard in the Pacific Ocean, conditions in the Atlantic are more conducive to hurricane development. With El Niño gone and sea surface temperatures in the Atlantic near average or even warmer than average, hurricane activity has the best chance to return to more average numbers compared to the last 3 years. We need to be concerned about this, as tropical cyclone tracks have frequently pushed into the Corn Belt, bringing a lot of rain with them. For reference, Tropical Storm Bill last year brought a lot of rain to the eastern Corn Belt, which had a huge impact on the yields for the rest of the season in states like Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky. Given how wet the Central Plains are this year, the remnants of a tropical system could have a major impact on crop production. So what are we expecting in the short term in terms of precipitation? Well, here's the total accumulated rainfall for the next 7 days. Finally, the Great Plains get a chance to dry out while Florida gets dumped on by Tropical Storm Colin. There will be a few local strong storms in the far western plains, but hopefully this dry run of weather will help finish out the planting for several states. Last weekend's cold frontal passage, though, for the Corn Belt did drop temperatures for the start of this week, but the cooler weather won't last too long. By the end of this week, a large ridge sets up in the jet stream across the central United States, allowing for heat to build there. Expect temperatures to reach into the 90s and even lower 100s across the plains as far north as the Dakotas. This warmth will push east with time, too. We are expecting June to finish warmer than average, and long-range model forecasts indicate that July will potentially bring warmer than average conditions too. This is extremely important as July is the most sensitive month of the growing season for corn outside of planting and harvest. We at Agrible will be watching it closely and will bring you the best weather forecast information through our morning farm report so that you can efficiently plan your operations. We thank you for your attention and hope you look forward to our next weather video update. Thank you.